Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Talk Spicy. I'm Coach Gene Clemens. Thank you for joining me wherever you are joining me. Rate the show, comment, agree, disagree. But whatever you do, keep it spicy. 5-star ratings are appreciated. If you're joining me on the YouTube channel, you know what to do. Life is crazy out there. Life is crazy out there. Things are wild. The Kansas City Chiefs look human, and that's news within itself because the Kansas City Chiefs for 2 to 3 years look like a video game. So to watch them struggle has been interesting to say the least. They definitely got a win yesterday, but it was a hard-fought win versus a Giants team, by the way, that despite all of the injuries and all of the upheaval and changes at positions that they've had, they continue to give teams a hard time. They continue to be an issue for teams that we all think should blow them out. If I'm not mistaken, the Giants are covering spreads left and right. I'm not sure if they covered the spread last week. I'm not exactly sure what the spread was, but they've been covering a lot of spreads because they've upset teams and they've played teams close that a lot of people thought they wouldn't play close. So not surprising to see that out of the Giants. Is actually, Giants fans, you should be encouraged. No, you're not winning a bunch of games, but you have a team that is competitive in spite of all of the injuries that they have. But it's not basketball that's got my attention this morning. It's not football that's got my attention this morning. It's basketball. What we're seeing in the NBA right now is a shift. It's a shift because people somewhere got tired of watching players draw fouls, go to the free throw line a billion times a game, essentially muck up the game because they've been able to figure out the hustle when it comes to fouls. These aren't fouls that defenders are doing because they're playing bad defense. These are fouls that these players are essentially duping referees into getting. And somewhere somebody said, you know what, that's enough. We're not going to allow you to hustle us when it comes to these plays any longer. If you're a basketball player, you should be able to play, right? So then why is it that James Harden looks human now? Why is it Trae Young doesn't look as good? If you look at these people, and I say their names not because they're still not good basketball players, but because those people are going to have to figure it out. Because I thought you said you were a really good basketball player, and people are telling me that you're really good basketball players. And now when I don't watch you go to the free throw line and get 10 to 11 easy points, all of a sudden your averages don't look anywhere near like what they used to look like. That says a lot to me. Ladies and gentlemen, it's really simple. If you're a hooper, hoop, right? You can put the ball in the cup, put the ball in the cup. If you're really good at drawing fouls, that doesn't make you a good basketball player. It makes you a hustler. And not the hustler as in somebody who hustles hard. That means that you are the hustler that's always trying to look to get over. And if you're always trying to look to get over, then what are we talking about here? At the end of the day, if the name of the game is to put the ball in the cup, and they take away one avenue for you to put the ball in the cup, if you're a hooper, you're going to find another way to put the ball in the cup. I'm sorry that you can't do the little quick fake, then run into somebody and then bounce off of them and get a foul called and then go to the free throw line and shoot 2 easy free throws. I'm sorry that now you got to actually attack a basket, make a layup, and get a real legitimate hard foul, a legitimate foul called on you. I'm sorry that you're no longer able to be at the 3-point line dancing around cross somebody over, go by them, and then when they get behind you, stop, push back into them, get fouled, and then go to the free throw line and shoot 2 free throw lines. I'm sorry that now you have to cross people over, go by them, and if you want to jump back for a 3-point for a 3-point shot, and you hit somebody, that's on you. I'm happy that they're no longer allowing you to take an extra 2.5 steps without dribbling the ball, because now it's equal. Now it's real basketball. If I can't do that on the court as a high school player, if I can't do that on the court as a youth, if I can't do that on the court in college, why should I be able to do that in the professional ranks? Because watching people shoot 20 free throws is not entertaining. If we're talking about the entertainment game, watching people shoot free throws is not entertaining at all. So, do I care that Trae Young gets 30 when 14 of them came from the free throw line and he shoots 9 for 20, 9 for 23? No, I don't. When Anthony Davis shoots 12 free throws, it's not because or goes to the free throw line and makes 12 points at the free throw line. It's not because he duped referees into calling fouls. It's because he got hacked, because they knew he would just get an easy bucket if they didn't foul him. That's part of the game. But if Anthony Davis was outside and he drove by somebody, and then when he got to the rim, jumped backwards into the guy that was trailing so that the guy that was trailing would hit him, and then that's scammy. That's scammy. That's not what basketball should be. As a guy who grew up a hooper, and anybody who knows me knows, as much as I love football, basketball is my passion. Basketball is if football is the wife, then basketball is the mistress that the wife knows about, and they both have a really good relationship. Like that's how much I love basketball. So when I see guards outside dribbling and pounding the air out of the ball, and then all of a sudden they do some weird move that makes the defender have to like adjust, and then they go in to quickly jump back into the defender, and it causes a foul. I've always hated that. And probably in all full disclosure, probably the reason why I hate it the most is because I'm a defensive guy. I am a lock you down kind of ball player. And so I'm a lock you down kind of coach. If anyone who's ever played for me, played basketball for me, knows that defense is preached day one. If you can't play defense, you better have some type of offensive game that I can use, and that'll be what you're used for, and then you're coming back to the bench. Because I need guys who can play defense. So if that's the case, then, right? You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Like if that's the case and you're a defensive guy, how could you ever like when somebody pump fakes for a 3 and you jump straight up and then they run into you or they lean forward into you so that you hit them and then throw up a dang shot? I didn't like that when I played. So of course I like the fact that they've gotten rid of that call. The newer ones that they do where they go by you and then you're trailing and they stop, and they don't just stop, but they stop and then go backwards into you. That is maddening. As a defender, I would have lost my mind if people were doing that to me and getting fouls. How am I supposed to guard him then? What am I supposed to do? They did everything, all of the rules. They took the hand checking rule out of the game. I didn't hear defenders saying a word. They just found out what it is they could do, and they started doing that. Oh, we can't use the hand anymore? we can put the forearm on, but once we put it on there once, it has to stay. But if we take it off and put it on again, then that's going to be a foul. Okay, cool. We can move our hips and put our hips into place. We just have to make sure that we didn't slide over. Okay, cool. Every time they change the rule to make the offense better, defenders adjust. Well, this rule they did to make the game better, to make the game go faster, number one, because now it's not getting bogged down with all of these free throw shots. So you're getting the game to go faster. You're getting the game to flow better because we're not stopping all the time. And you're making these offensive people earn their keep. All of a sudden, players like Harrison Barnes look like stars again. Remember that Harrison Barnes that everybody told us, oh, well, he's just not that good. Harrison Barnes is great. He's always been great. But the game, as it was constructed, didn't work for Harrison Barnes as an offensive player because you had to be a hustler. You had to be a scammer. He's not a scammer. He's just a ball player. And guess what? Now that you have to just play ball, all of a sudden, he looks really good again. He's never looked bad, but he looks really good again. Hey, man, James Harden, I feel for you, bro. I feel for you. You got to figure it out, though. You're supposed to be one of the best in the world. Trae Young, you're supposed to be one of the bright spots. You were starting to make the Luka trade look equitable. You were starting to make the Luka Doncic trade look equitable. You got to figure it out. I don't want to hear from you guys or anybody like you. I don't want to hear anything about I can't do this. It doesn't feel like real basketball. That stuff you were doing was not real basketball. That stuff you were doing was cheap. That stuff you were doing was scammy. That stuff you were doing was lame. And if you were on the actual basketball court outside with no referees, there's not a player in the world giving you that foul, and you know it. That's a scammy foul. That is a scammy foul. And both of you have better game than that. So you got all the tricks in the book. You've got the better game. Figure it out. This is real basketball now. And I'm loving it. Ladies and gentlemen, that's Talk Spicy. I'm Coach Gene Clemens. Thank you for joining me wherever you are joining me. Rate the show, comment, agree, disagree, but whatever you do, keep it spicy. 5-star ratings are appreciated. If you're joining me on the YouTube channel, you know what to do. Until next time, peace.